Welcome all, Bernie here from EWPRO. Hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Getting straight into the weekly outlook now, starting with the DXY on the daily. We got this C down in here. We're looking for this C down. It has come down and broken the ending point of wave A, so that's great. Not saying that this is over yet, but this wave C down here can end at any time now as a complete structure. H4, we have the 5 down. We have this W, X, Y, X2, and we got this Z down. The problem here is we did lose all the bearish divergence, so we may just get a larger correction, larger than these, this correction here, over here, and then we get another one down. So on the H1, we may get a flat in here. We may get like an A, all this is a B, and we get a C up in here as a flat before we get another one down as well. Or else we just get that larger correction like I just said before. At this stage, it really... going down onto the lower time frames, you'd really need to be careful buying just yet. You can only buy, I think... Yeah, you got to be very careful. There is no real nice setup at this stage. This can be a lower high here, and we come down and break that low, giving us another lower low before it does go. So yeah, you will have to be quite careful at this stage. AU, still looking for more upside in this wave C up, possibly up to that 100 fib. H4, we got this like A, B, C. We may get a bull hidden in here, and another buy. So that's pretty much what I'd be looking for. For the buyers, I'd be waiting for a bull hidden in here and then looking for a bullish setup to buy. We did go past 100 fib in this like A, B, C here. It went way past that 100 fib up to the 123.6. Like I said last week, this can get up to that 161.8. On the H1, we have a bull hidden here on the H1 as well. So again, you have to be very careful. We've got that bullish hidden there. It's not really valid to trade, but it still may go up and break the top. On the M15, we're looking at a bear hidden. So, I would be going with this, another one down in here. And then, you could go and look for a buy after you got a lower low here and a buy set up. You could look for another one up. GU on the daily. So like I've been mentioning for months and months and months, there's two scenarios here. This is either an A, B, C here, or it's like an A, B, C here, and this is corrected and we get an A, B, C down in here. So there is the two scenarios. So we sort of, on this pair, we've been looking at the lower time frames to give us a direction, because there is no clear direction on the daily. On the H4, we got the 5 up, and we're getting all this bearish divergence. So it becomes very risky to buy until we get at least a larger correction, larger than these corrections here, over here, and then we could buy again. Other than that, it's really, you can really only look for sells. There is no real sell setup on it at this stage. We got 3 up in here with bearish divergence. it's more of a sell, but it hasn't really given us a nice sell setup on this time frame. Ideally, we'd be looking for a nice impulse down, breaking this low here, giving us a correction, and then we could look for a sell. Other than that, I would be sitting on the sideline until you get at least a break of this low here, and then get a correction or a flag, and then you could look for a sell. I mean, looking at the daily, we can get a C down here, or we just get a 50%, a 50 fib move from this whole move here. So there is quite wrong one. So there is quite a big move, even if we get the 50% or 50 fib down here. So this would be your first target, that 50 fib. If you get the self setup, you really got to wait for a nice self setup though. EU on the daily, we're looking at that A, B, C. We are getting this C up in here. It has broken the ending point of wave A, so again, it can finish at any time. That wave C up can finish at any time. H4, we got that 5 up, and again, we lost the bearish divergence. So I'd be just looking for a larger correction than this and this over here, and then another 5 up, possibly another 5 up. At this stage, we got 5 up. On the H, this may turn into a flat here. So again, you have to be very careful because we do have a bull hidden here. So you have to be very careful selling because it can give you a flat here and you get an A, B, C, finishing off that H4 wave Z. So again, it's very tricky to get in a sell at this stage. For the buy, we're getting all that bullish divergence on the M15, so you'd be looking for a nice impulse up and a bullish setup, a bullish correction or flag, and then a bullish setup to buy just to go and break that top. Yeah. NU on the daily. We got this A, B, C in here in the B wave, and we're looking for this A, B, C, possibly up to that 100 fib. H4, we have got the 5 up again, like many of the other pairs. It has gone past our target, the second target, that 161.8. So this one does have the bearish divergence, just really waiting for a correction, really. We're just waiting for a larger correction over here, possibly back to the 50 fib of this impulse here, and then we could look for a buy. So at this stage, I mean, this can go and fall over, but I'm looking at it more like, this is an A wave and we get a larger B and then we get at least a C up, or we may get 5 up, may turn motive. On the H1, again, there really isn't a sell set up to give us that sell down to the 50 fib. So you're going to have to be very careful. Again, we do have all the bearish divergence, but it's just not giving us a nice setup to sell at this stage. GY. So this is going to take ages because we're looking at that WX extended wave Y. Now we're looking at the X2, and then we look for that Z up. So we're looking, this will take quite a while, this X2, and it can be quite choppy in here. So, I mean, you can see how choppy this is. We got the 5 up. We got a nice impulse down, waiting for a correction to finish in here, and then we could look for another one down. It's very complex because, this is impulsive, and this is impulsive. And even this is impulsive. This is probably the first correction that we're getting, large correction. So if we're looking at this as the A, B, C in here, then you get an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C as your large flat before you get the A, B, C before it falls over on you. So this could go sideways for a very long time looking at the price action at this stage. Really, I would be waiting for all this correction to be over until we see a complete structure and then look for the sell, unless you're just going to scalp. I mean, you sort of got a range here where you could scalp in, but I mean, yeah, it's not really something I'd do. UY. So we're looking for that A, B, C, possibly down to this 100 fib. On the H4, there's really not much on the H4. We're starting to get bullish divergence. So we got that 1, 2, sort of a 3, 4, and a 5 in here. I mean, this is a flat. It doesn't. This looks too sharp. So I think something else is going on here, very similar to GY. We're starting to get a larger correction here. Because this looks impulsive, that looks impulsive, and that looks impulsive, and this is where we get the 3 waves. So, it can become very complex. This structure that we're going to get, this correction. So yeah, like GY, you'd have to be very patient before you get the sell, because we get like 1, 2, 3 in here, and then you get an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat in here. And then you get an A, B, C to finish off, this B wave, and then you get the A, B, C as a larger flat before you get the A, B, C. So yeah, it's going to become quite tricky. And really, there isn't any setup, on the H1. There's no setup at this stage. Yeah. USD CAD. This is extremely tricky too, like I've been mentioning for months. It never completed this wave Z. We never got this wave Z breaking that top. So that's what's made it very difficult. It still may break the top if we're looking at this as like an A, B, C in here as a flat, like I still am. But it's becoming very slim now because we get an A, B, C, probably just breaking that top. It's very difficult because we didn't get that. We didn't finish off that wave Z, so it's made it very difficult to trade. Nothing's changed on the H4. I'm still looking at it the same way. We got this 5 up in here, impulse down 1, 2, 3 up as the B wave, and then we get that A, B, C extend, like expanding flat, and it's become very deep. So very difficult to buy, for it to go up and break this top. It's not giving us any setups either, so it's very difficult. I mean, it was looking nice. We were getting this 5 down in here, that WXY X2, and then we got that Z down. Extended wave Z, it's still looking rather bearish in here, but we do have bullish divergence, so very tricky, and we have a bear hidden here as well. So it's not really giving us a nice buy setup, to buy. More than likely, it'll give a correction in here and then another one down. Looking at the price action here, so what ideally would want a nice impulse up, correction, and then we could buy, but we're simply not getting that with this very choppy wave down here. It's more corrective for more downside. So yeah. The Swissy on the daily, nothing's changed on this. It's playing out how we've been looking at it for a very long time. I've always said we can get down to this 100 fib here in this A, B, C. This is the second scenario I said, because there was others. There was a chance that this was the end, and we just get a correction in here and then more upside. This is played out as this ABC, so it still can come down to this 100 fib. I'm only looking for buys. Very risky to be selling down here. We've been looking at this extended wave in here, well, an A, WXY, X2, and a Z down for A, B, and I've been looking for that C up to finish off the B wave, like this B wave here, and then get like an A, B, C. That hasn't really played out very well at all. We did get the 5 down like we're looking at, but this wave 5 went way further than I expected, and we lost all the bearish divergence. So yeah, it's becoming difficult. I'm still only looking for the buy. You can't look for sells down here. I mean, excuse me, you probably could, but we don't have any bullish divergence. So if you were looking for a sell, you'd be waiting for a bear hidden in here and then look for another one down. There isn't. We don't have that bear hidden here yet. And again, there really isn't much of a buy setup on this. It's very risky. There is no. Well, in fact, M15 we have a bear hidden here. So I wouldn't be surprised if that low gets broken. EG on the daily, this one didn't play out. We didn't quite get enough in here. We're looking for that extended wave C, WXY, X2, and we get this Z down. This Z down didn't go and break the ending point of wave Y. So this has become very tricky as well. This is like some sort of 1, 2, 3 in here for a flat. Because this didn't play out, I would be staying out of it now. If this had have come down and broken this low in this wave here, it would have been great. Any buy setup, would have been great to get on. Now, because this low wasn't broken, it's become very tricky. I mean, we have a bull hidden here, so I wouldn't be surprised if that top gets broken. Yeah, we have this bull hidden here, so but yeah, the H4, you'd be looking for a buy. I mean, you can't even really buy this. It's very risky. It's more of a sell. We got this is the impulse. You're getting a correction in here. You'd be looking for another sell for at least an A, B, C. This correction is becoming very deep to this impulse. So, I'd be looking for a sell just as a scalp to go and break this low here, mainly, not so much a daily low. Yeah. WTI. So we're looking for at least, like, we're looking at this as the impulse. This is a correction. It may or may not come and break that low. It doesn't really matter if it does or doesn't. I'm still looking at it as a B wave. So we get an A, B, C. Any buy setup I get, I'll be looking for a buy on the lower time frames, but it's not, again, it's not. I mean, I did take this a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned that I took a trade. I took a trade down here for most of this. I did get out yesterday on Friday because we started to get this complete structure here, so I got out. We do have a bear hidden here, so I am looking for this to go and break that low. I'll just let this go and break this low, and then if I get another bullish setup, I'll look for the buy again. Yeah, that's pretty much how I'm playing it. I'm just looking for the buys, waiting for the one that goes. Like I said, I did get in a trade down here a couple of weeks back. I did mention it in these weekly outlooks, and yeah, I was forced out of it. I was hoping this was the end of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go up. At least up to this 50 fib. We didn't get up nowhere near it, so I got out of it. So what I was looking at, sort of got a flat in here, and like an A, B, C. We got that bearish divergence, and I started to see this flag in here. So I just got out of the second half of my trade, and it fell over. So again, you can only sell this now. If you're selling at the low of the market. But really, at this stage, you can only sell. You'd be looking at this as the impulse. You'd be waiting for a correction. Or a nice larger flag, and then you could look for a sell for at least an A, B, C. More than likely, it'll go and break that low with the bear hidden. Gold on the daily. So it's really, I mean, we've broken the top, like I've mentioned on the weekly. We have broken the top. We didn't get up to that first target, that 123.6, but we have broken the top. We're at a fresh high, so that may be the end of wave Z on the weekly. On the daily, we don't really have much, other than like an impulse down, and this is looking corrective. We may get 3 down in here, and that's what I'm sort of looking at on the lower time frames. There also is, yeah, well, that's what I mentioned last week. We do have a bull hidden here as well. We have that bull hidden, so this may come up and break that top, or just give us a very deep correction, and we get an A, B, C. I'll be always looking at this as a B wave. So if it does go and break that top, more than likely there's more upside in it. Like, if this wave in here does go and break that top, I'd be looking at it as an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat before we got more upside. So yeah, it's really wait and see at this stage. There was a sell on gold on Friday. I put in the room there. It did go on the lower time frames, this little flag here. It did go, and now it's coming back up. So, we do have a bull hidden in here. So we've got 3 down now. So this may go up and break that top. There is no buy setup on it though. There is no buy setup at this stage on it. It's like we do have that like 1, 2, 3 with bullish divergence. We didn't get the nice impulse up correction to buy. So, it's very much sideways. So, it may give us more downside. Looking at silver. So, this is very difficult as well because, like I've mentioned, we got this like 5 up in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got this 1, 2, 3 down. We got this nice impulse up. It never went up and broke that top like we were looking for. H4, we're looking for this wave Z up. We got that like 1, 2, 3, 4. We had that bull hidden here. We're looking for this to go up and break the top. We are getting a correction in here, and this does look like it's complete now. We're looking for a flat in here last week. Looks like we're getting that now. You may be getting a buy setup on this one. So you'd be looking at this as the impulse. If you get a correction in here and a buy setup, you definitely can buy this. This looks better than like gold, better looking setup at gold at this stage than gold at this stage. Bitcoin. So nothing's changed on this. I'm really waiting for a larger correction. We got this nice impulse up here. I'm waiting for that correction. And if I did trade this, I would be sitting on the sideline until I got at least a 50 fib retrace and a complete structure in here, complete corrective structure, and then I could look for a buy. Until that happens, it's going to be very risky. Extreme. Well, you can see how choppy it is up the top here. If you're trading up here, very difficult. You'd be stressing. You can see how choppy this is. It gives you impulse down, deep correction. So yeah, I would be staying out of this until you get some sort of an A, B, get a C down, at least 3 down, and you're really looking for a correction larger than these. Like over here, you're looking for a larger correction. So this correction can take, a few months. There really isn't much on it at the moment. No nice, no nice setups. S&P's played out beautifully. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the 123.6. It may even get to this 161.8 yet as the second target. H4, we've been waiting. We did get like a sort of correction in here, but it was very shallow, very risky to take. But we do have bearish divergence here. We got 3 up with bearish divergence. I mean, it's very risky to buy now. It does look like we're getting a flat here on the H1. We got an A, all this is a B. We get a C down in here. And then if you got a bullish setup, you could look to buy just to go and break the top, basically. It's just to scout the buy, especially up at these highs where we are now in a 5th wave on the daily, with bearish divergence. You got to be pretty careful buying. AU 200, this has gone well and broken this ending point of wave A now. So this is great. This is playing nicely. We get A, B, C. This B wave here bounced clean off that 100 fib, and we're getting that nice C up. That's the first target, that 100 fib, and then the 161.8 as the second target. Whether it gets to the 161.8, well, we'll see. But yeah. Again, if you're looking to buy this C up on the daily, you're looking for trades down here or even this one here. You're not looking for buys up here. The only way you can get in this now is if you get a correction in here and you get a bull hidden. If you get a bull hidden in here and a bullish setup, well, then you could look for a wave 5 up to go and break that top as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Until you get that hidden divergence or some sort of a setup to buy, there's nothing you can do. And you know, if you're selling into a correction as well. So selling is quite risky too, because you're selling in a correction. At this stage, there really isn't much on it at all. There's no bullish, bearish setup. We're getting bearish divergence, but we're not getting that nice impulse down and a correction to sell. This is what you'd want to sell. When you're getting stuff like this, it's not going anywhere. It's more bullish. So, and do you really want to buy up here? The FTSE. What's this doing this week? All I can really go off. I mean, if I go over it all again, we got an A, B, C, and then we got this A, B, C. So we got a large correction after we got the 5 up. So that was fine. I was expecting this here. I mean, this wave up here did go up and break the ending point of wave Z, so that's fine. But this is quite difficult because we got an impulse here. All this is corrective. So I'd be looking, what sort of correction is in here? That's the thing. It's very difficult because they're all very much motive. If we were going to look at it, I'd be looking at this here as the correction, as the larger correction, because, well, at the start off with, I was looking at this as the correction as an A, like an A, B, C, and then we get an A, B, C. Well, this move here never went up anywhere near that 100 pip. Instead, we're getting some sort of really large correction in here. At this stage, until it becomes clear, I would be staying out of it. Yeah, it's correction after a correction. Like we got 1, 2, 3 here, impulse up. We get 1, 2, 3 here, impulse up. So we get 1, 2, 3 up in here. I would be looking for a sell, but there's no clear direction on the daily. So at this stage, so there's no complete correction on the daily. So I would be, staying out of it altogether until there's something clear. You'd just be scalping. There's other pairs like the AU were a lot better, and even the DAX, I think, turned out really nice. Well, it went up, broke the top. I mean, the DAX here on the daily didn't really play out nicely either. I was looking for more of a C down here as like the A, all this correction, and the C down. I was looking for a little bit more downside here. It didn't. So yeah, basically, it's like AU 200 now. You really have to wait for a correction. We've got the nice impulse. And you got the nice impulse. It's starting to correct. We'll, really want a correction back to the 50 pip or somewhere around there, to give us a risk reward, and then we can look for a buy again. Again, if you're selling, it's going to be very risky selling. It may just go sideways, may not even get back to that 50 pip. May only get back to the 38.2, as an A, B, C. But we're just waiting for a complete correction as an A, B, C, or may give you 5 down in here for W, X, Y, X2, and a Z down. Whatever it does, we're just waiting for that correction, and then look for more upside. So I hope you all enjoyed the weekly outlook, had a lovely Christmas, and I wish you all a happy New Year's Eve. Take care, and I'll see you out there next week.